So for this page, this is recursive formulas. So using recursive formulas are written in terms of prior values. So this A1 equals 4 is my initial value. So 4 is my first term located here. Then I have an equals 2 times an minus 1 plus 1. These are my previous terms. These terms would be 9, 19, 39, and 79. In that very last box, which terms do you use the formula for? So anything that is n greater than or equal to 2, I would use this formula for. Arithmetic sequence, we've done this once before. So I've had a n is equal to a n minus 1 plus d for common difference. So I'm looking here, and this 3 is going to be my an. That's my first, or my a1, that's my first term. And then I want to look to see what is happening between all of these values. And it looks as though we're increasing by 2. So just adding 2 to each one to get to that next part. And that's going to be the d of the equation, the 2. So I would have a1 is equal to 3. So a to n is equal to a n minus 1 plus 2, where n is greater than or equal to 2. If I look at that very bottom box, geometric sequence is what we were just working on the other page. An is equal to r times an minus 1. So if I want to look at that next pattern, I would then have these multiplying by 2. Now I get a1 equals half. So I know that a to the n for the nth term is going to be 2 times an minus 1, where n is greater than or equal to 2. So taking a look at this first box, I know that my first term is going to be 5, and I know that my next terms will be found using this information here. So I want to start at 5. To get the next term, I want to take the last one and add 4. So I'm going to take my term, which is 5, for my starting term, and I want to add 4. So 5 plus 4 makes 9, 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 plus 4 is 17, and 17 plus 4 is 21. So these would be the next pieces of my equation. So if I look at this next one here, I have a n minus, or a to the first right here is going to be my starting value. So I'm going to make sure I start at -2. So -2 goes right here. And then I want to triple the term before and then subtract. So looking here, I want to triple the term that I start with, and then I want to subtract the 1. So the first term is -2. -2 times 3 is -6. I want to subtract 1, which would give me -7. -7 times 3 is -21. Minus 1 gives me a -22. -22 times 3 is a -66. Minus 1 gives me a -67. -67 times 3 gives me a -201. And minus 1 gives me a -202. So looking at that very last one along the top, I see that my first term is 1, and I see that I find all of my other terms here, as well as them giving me my second term. So I know that the first 2 terms are both 1. So I know this term and this term are both 1. And I want to take the first term and the second term and I want to add them together to get the next term. Start with 1 and then another 1. To get the next term, I want to add the last 2 together. So I take these first 2 and I add them together. So 1 plus 1 gives me 2. 2 plus 1 makes 3. 3 plus 2 makes 5. So your job is to finish the rest of these down here at the bottom, identifying the sequence that is happening within the pattern.